to our channel. We are pleased to announce that Skillshare have sponsored our video. And who is Skillshare, you may ask? Well, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people just like me and just like you. Their online learning platform gives you instant access to thousands of new skills, projects and tools, not to mention a community of eager learners on any topic you can think of. I myself have been using Skillshare for a while now and it has been great. And Rhys had used it all through last summer, also brushing up on his CAD skills. Since I took over the YouTube and social media side of the project, I've used Skillshare to help me produce better videos and improve on my YouTube skills. I'm currently doing the class above and I found this really good and to be excellent. We're pleased to announce that the first 1,000 of our subscribers to click in the link below will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare, so you can start exploring your creativity today. Let's get back to our channel and recap on our last week, hopefully in the yard, as we get the last few jobs done. So here we go.
So I'm just going for a little sunset row to get onto the water for a little bit, give Niamh some space from me, and I just want to tell you a little story about something that happened there recently and that scared the living crap out of me and kind of, I suppose, made me realise how important safety is, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't say I'm the most unsafe person ever, but I do take risks and I need to stop. Now, what happened was, I was welding on the deck. I was welding the old holes up for the winches, so we drilled them before and bolted them in. And I was welding up those holes, and as anyone who is welding before knows, you get little spatter sometimes, and it's like super hot. It's molten metal and it rolls off and causes all sorts of trouble. Basically, I was welding, and one of those spatters went down through one of the holes that I was welding up. Now, that in itself is fine, right? The foam that we have below, fire retardant, it won't propagate a flame. That's the whole reason that I used it. But what we did have below, and which is the stupid part of all this, is I had the little diesel tank for the heater. So it's supplied with a little plastic diesel tank that you put the fuel into and it pulls off that. And the reason I was using that was temporary, because I didn't have a chance to, basically we didn't have a fuel tank up until like June last year, and I just didn't bother changing it over to that fuel tank before now. So basically what happened is that tank had leaked and I didn't realise. There was a little bit of diesel leaking out of that tank. Tiny bit every day, probably for a year. And it created a bit of a sheen on the foam. And I spotted a little bit of diesel. I thought maybe I just spilled it and I wiped it up and stuff, but obviously it had actually soaked into that foam. So what happened is that that molten bit of metal went down and it set that diesel like on fire pretty quickly. Diesel has a very high flash point, so it would have needed extreme heat to get going like that and to catch fire. So long story short, I went down below after I saw the smoke, and in my panic I kind of jumped forward to do something about it, and I actually fell and I landed in the fire. Now, if I hadn't put that fire out, I used a bottle of water that I had nearby. If I hadn't put that fire out as quickly as I had, the fuel tank that was actually hanging over where it was on fire could have gone up in flames, and that would have been the boat and probably me as well, because I was in there with it. So that probably would have ended up killing me, really. Which is fine. It was more important that the boat was okay, really. But to be honest, I actually burnt myself quite badly. Now it's healed mostly now. It was what they call superficial, which is kind of like second degree now. That's the new name. It was kind of superficial. It wasn't quite second degree, but it was close. All my 4 fingers here were completely goosed for like 3 weeks, and I had quite a lot of burns up my leg as well, which wasn't as bad. The fear there is you could have got infected, and that would have been a real problem. So yeah, we had a nasty fright, and I flashed a picture up of the damage, and we'll put a warning up before I put a picture of my hands and my leg up. They don't look that bad, to be fair, in the pictures, but I can tell you that it was really painful. So moral of the story is, be really safe with everything like that. Welding, grinding, wear glasses, wear ear protection, wear masks. do all that stuff, because, like, to be honest, I'm too lax about it, and it bit me in the ass this time, so it's about time that I sorted myself out. So, without much further shite talking, we'll get into the video, and go easy on me. I know I'm an idiot. Yeah, I know I'm an idiot, so whatever you say is just going to bounce off anyway, so go easy on me. And enjoy this video while I enjoy this little stroll, or equivalent of a boat stroll, with my dinghy. Bye.
What you doing, Rhys?
Hi. I'm fitting the forward hatch that I've been putting off for the last while, and because it's dripping on you at night and you're giving out to me and telling me I'm stupid.
Literally lash rain last night, and we had a nice cool shower to wake us up, didn't we?
Yeah, there's some welding to do, so because this hatch is a tiny bit smaller on the edges, so there's different radius on the corners. So I have to weld in some metal, and I'm gonna pass out because I'm hanging upside down. Bye. Need it. I wanted more ventilation, so just gonna take the hatch out.
So we've taken our mast down, ripped a few of the important aspects of the boat out, and now we're onto the hatch.
Yeah, we got a new hatch, because this one is completely goosed.
It might be a total different boat next time you see us.
Like it never worked. So on heavy, when it is raining heavily, it would leak. Especially if we had green water on deck, it would hit the hatch and just bend me so.
So we have a lovely new hatch that Steve kindly sourced for us, and it's going to look really pretty. Rhys has refurbished this wind generator that we were kindly given. So we replaced all the bearings and stuff in it like that. So that is ready to go. Nice new pole, shined it all up. Oh, climb all over the stuff. And what are you doing now then?
I've gone mad.
Well, we always knew you were mad. Huh?
Just polishing my cleats.
Look at that. You can see the reflection.
I see all the pitting as well, because it's all this.
Can you see the back where it wasn't done?
Yeah, well, all here hasn't been done yet.
Shiny, shiny. So doing all these.
Polishing all these as well. It's hard to do, actually. It's hard to get it right.
Time consuming.
Yeah, and it's hard to get it right as well. I think the spin's too fast for it too. I've made an absolute mess.
Rhys is the messy one in this this boat build. Yeah, and then hopefully once all that's shiny, the wind generator is going to go up, right?
Yeah, the wind generator's got new bearings in it, so that'll be fine. And then I polish these and then put the posts on to hold this generator up, and then just keep polishing. Loads polishing to do, and then some more welding and stuff, and then hopefully we go back in the water.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Taking the cockpit winches off.
Yep, so we've got these metal plates here, and we're welding those on and putting new winches on with those plates so that we don't have any through-bolted winches or anything. Actually, most stuff is welded on now. I don't want any leaks, but we're going to get rid of these ones, put the new plates on, and then put the new winches on.
So these are ones we did earlier with step 1 of the process.
Yeah, they should be able to just
taking
they should just peel off. There you go.
Screws off.
And this one, I don't know if this one. Oh, no. Oh, did that even have sealant on it?
It doesn't look like it.
I don't think I ever used sealant on that one.
Back in the early days.
Oh, Jesus. It's a burst from the past, that
So
colour.
this will all be welded with the new plate, and then the new winch will sit nice on top.
Well, I'm going to weld up these holes and put this. I'm going to put the smaller winches in front, oh. And then the bigger winches at the back here somewhere. so we'll be able to get this winch from the helm. So we'll have to put that in somewhere, and then probably cut this off and put this winch a bit further back like that, maybe even further again. Might put it there, and then you should be able to, when you're helming, you should be able to reach over and grind the winch, ideally. So.
Making everything super accessible for our sailing, isn't it?
Just easy, yeah.
So let's get these two off.
Yep.
And then Rhys will get welding and I'll finish on with my jobs, which is I don't really know right now. Lost track. So what are you up to, Rhys?
Just welding fittings on for, we got one here somewhere, for the spray hood. So I didn't want to drill and tap through the steel because you'd have 40 holes all the way around the hood. So I had these plates made up, laser cut. I just tack welded them on, and I'm going to put a line of filler around there because they're not, these welds, they're not going to be under a huge amount of pressure. So stitch welding is fine, and then I'll bolt those on and the filler will blend it all in nicely. So this is basically just an effort to not have to not have loads of holes in the deck. Same will happen with these winches. So we're changing the winches. We got a deal from Pro Marine Store, Ben. He's been sending us loads of stuff. He got us half-price winches from Lumar as well, so we've actually been planning to change the winches for a while to self-tailors, but I also don't want these bolted through, so I've got plates made up and they're off to be tapped at the moment, and they'll be welded on as well. Same story, there'll be a few more welds on that because they'll be loaded, but mostly just be blended in and look fine. Same with the aft winch and all the fittings around for the enclosure and the spray hood. So I'm going to crack on and get all that done. Loads of welding to do. Gonna chop it. And that's going to be, we'll measure it all up, so that's going to be con zip, continuous zip, that's going to be a jacket zip, so that'll be able to open fully like a coat and be able to come off. Then you'll zip these up, that'll roll up. That'll be tasty one. Yeah.
So this is our current situation at the moment.
Every minute of every day.
I actually can't keep up.
It's impossible to keep up with the camera.
No,
Like you turn the camera off for 5 minutes and something else changes.
we actually are finding it hard to get bits recording because we're working so fast. So look at this. Our enclosure first template has just gone up.
Welding all the fittings on for, that's the front of the spray hood there, all the fittings welded on. And then there'll be Sikaflex under there to seal it. Same on this side, so I'm just trying to, with this string, trying to make sure that all of the points are the same.
It's symmetrical.
Yeah.
But it's great to get an idea of what our enclosure is going to look like here. The hood.
The hood will be here, and it'll be like a storage space, and you can put like a chart plotter here and stuff like that. So there's loads of scope. And
then we're going to get a full enclosure built back here. But obviously this has to get templated up first. So yeah, Rhys is just doing the bits on deck at the moment. We took the winches off, so this is what we're left with. Nice big holes in our deck. It actually lashed rain yesterday, so we had a nice little in-house shower in the boat. So these are going to be all filled in, and then these plates that Rhys got actually made up are going to be welded onto the deck in place. I'm pretty sure this is coming off, and that's all going to be sorted as well. So yeah, this is what she's looking like at the moment. With mast up, the enclosure getting finished, lots of mess on the deck, but we're getting there, eh?
Yeah. 9:30 as well. Just gonna keep going.
Yeah, we're working late, working hard during the day in our normal jobs, and then working late on the boat. But it's all coming together, eh? What you doing, Rhys?
Cutting threads. So most of them are all welded on, but there's a few that I wanted to thread in because of the way I'm doing this. So 2 up my.
Always busy, busy.
You scratched it, huh?
Sharp.
Huh?
Put sharp on it.
Oh yeah, good idea actually. Yeah.
Put to the trade. Cutting off every year.
Really? Cool. You colour on the rivets, wouldn't you?
Yeah, why not?
Huh?
Why not?
So I've just cleaned up our chart table / Rhys's home office. So this is the only part of the boat that's actually clean and tidy. And this over here in the corner is our very, very long to-do list, and it's only one section of it, to be honest, because it's just overwhelming to write more. And then if we bring our attention here, it's stuff everywhere. So I've taken the cushions up. This is pretty much where Rhys stores all his tools, all under here. This is only a small portion of tools. As you can see, this bag is empty, so they are hanging around the boat somewhere. Loads of space in there for tools. So we're gonna sort all that out together, and I'm just cleaning everything, wiping things down. Gonna clean all the sheets, tidy all this up, because living in the yard, dust just gets everywhere. And then our galley, I'm gonna sort out all our galley. Sunday fun day, spring cleaning day.
So that's the end of this episode. We've got a few bits left to do before we actually put the boat in the water and make sure it's watertight first of all. We probably won't get the engine running in time, waiting for a few bits to come from beta. But once that's here, we'll chuck her in and we'll get it running, so it shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah, so I think another week in the yard or so. Yeah. All the last few jobs done. hopefully the hood cover will be up in the once we're in the water, and then closure then will be measured up.
The spray hood, yeah. Spray hood, enclosure, all the sails. The main sail is pretty much finished. The staysail is pretty much finished. We've got the Genoa coming and the asymmetric is coming. So we've 4 new sails coming. With all the running rigging in, I've got to put the clutches on, things like that. So there's loads of water. Oh, there's loads of work to actually do in the water. But the thing is, get the boat floating and do it from there. We've been really lucky. Someone's kind of given us a berth for a couple of weeks. So Terry and Sue, thanks a million for that. You've really saved us a lot of ball ache.
So we're gonna just push on another week in the yard, and yeah, we're excited. So thanks again for watching, for supporting us all the way. And
yeah, we've had so much help in the last 6 months especially.
We really appreciate it.
Couldn't have done it without everybody.
Because it's been stressful.
Has it?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Alright, we'll leave it there and we'll
see you in time for the launch.
Yeah, bye.
I've been down so many times, but I won't give up. I've been on the ground, my life savings in a paper cup. Been the talk of the town, head shaking 'cause I'm not good enough. I've been down, but I won't give up. I've been down so many times, but I won't give up. Oh, I've heard the sound of hearts breaking when they fall out of love, and the ship runs aground when the star falls from heaven above.